So I have good news. You actually don't need a lot of views on YouTube to generate leads and sales for your business. In this video, I'm going to break down the 5-step process for getting clients on autopilot on YouTube. So I've built my previous channel to over 15,000 subscribers, accumulated over 1.5 million views, referred 500 plus clients, and I've also published over 100 videos. And what I've realized now, at the time I didn't realize it, but what I've realized is that most of the videos that got the least amount of views on that channel actually made me the most money. At the time, think about it, I'm posting videos and they're each getting 10,000 views. And one day I make a video that gets 1,000 views. I barely ever made more of those videos, but now looking back, I wish I had. But those 1,000 view videos actually had made me the most money. And in this video, we're going to cover exactly why and how you can actually do the same, and why you don't need to worry about getting too many views to actually make the most money in your business. In fact, the least amount of views you get will likely mean the more money you will make. Let me explain. So the first step is you have to know your ideal client, okay? You will need to know exactly who you are talking to. Who are you targeting? The next thing you'll need to know about them is what is their pain? What are they going through? What are their main problems? Okay, that something is keeping them up at night. What is that? And the next thing you need to know about them is what do they really want? What is the outcome they are seeking? Okay, so you need to know that ideal client. Ideally, put a name and a face to that person. For example, I know I have an image of a specific person in my head about who my ideal client is. I know their name. The good thing is it's an actual person. So if you can identify an actual person, an actual client of yours that you've helped, that will be a good idea, because the more clear you can be about who you're talking to, who you're targeting, the better everything else in this video will be. Okay, so first step, know your ideal client. The next step is to create, once you know who that client is, create relevant content. And that's number 2, because again, number 1 is you need to know, in order to create relevant content, you need to know who you're targeting, who is your ideal client. Once you know who your ideal client is, then you know what they want. Only then can you actually create relevant content for that specific person, okay? And the next thing, once you start making relevant content for that person, you know their problems, their pain, what they're going through, what they really want, it becomes a lot easier for you to actually determine what relevant content is for that person. Hopefully, that was you at some point. Hopefully, this is a problem, the problem you're helping them solve. This is a problem that you have overcome, so you are in their shoes, so you can actually speak on that topic. You can actually know exactly what you wish you had and make videos and content around the same problems, okay, and solve those for them. The next thing that will happen is, once you have created relevant content, YouTube will start to pick up positive signals, because when you make relevant content for your ideal client, they will like it. Those are the people who will literally click the like button. They will like your video because it's so valuable to them. They will click on it, they will watch it, they will enjoy it, they will share it with their friends. All positive signals to YouTube that this is a great video. And what that does is it allows YouTube to promote you to more people. And more people, those more people that I'm talking about are more of your ideal client, okay? So you're starting in the beginning, you will not get a lot of views because you're not creating viral content. This is something that too many people fall under. Even I have done it. Like I said, I have chased the videos that would get views. And what happens by chasing views, you're actually talking to too many people, and you're never really speaking to that exact person that will become your ideal, your client, that actually has the problem that you want. There are a lot of YouTubers that have 1 million followers that are actually broke. And there are more small channels with less than 500 subscribers making a full-time living. Okay, you don't need a lot of views. You can actually make a living with less than 100 views per video if the content is targeted to the right person. Okay, again, so that's actually some side note here. This is some a post that I posted on my community wall last week, that a lot of people, we are too focused on vanity metrics, because getting 100 views on a video is not as sexy as getting 5,000 views. Okay, I know, because I feel the same. Okay, a lot of times I want to chase that video that will get views, but I have to tell myself no, because I know it will attract the wrong person, and that will just make everything else harder. Because by attracting the wrong person, the next time you put out a video, they will not click on it because they're not really interested in it. And that tells YouTube that your content is not good. Okay, so what you want to do, okay, and it will start slow, it will not look sexy, but your bank account, your business will grow because of it. Okay, so number 3, you need to create bingeable content. All right. So, when you're watching a series on Netflix, you tell yourself you're just going to watch one episode or two, and 5 episodes later, you're still watching. This is the same feeling we want to create with our videos on YouTube. Why? Not because we're chasing views, but this is something I don't want to get confused. We do want views. We do want as many views as we can, but of the right person. Okay, so we probably cannot get 1 million views on the highly targeted video, but you can get 5,000, 10,000 views on it. Now it will take some time to get there, but you actually don't need to be there in order for your business to start attracting and making, high ticket sales in the beginning. Okay, like I always talk about, one of my friends, Rochelle, she actually got her first client with her 3rd video and only 146 subscribers. So it is possible. There are many stories, and I will see if I can interview and bring some more people on this channel to actually talk about their story and how they've made it with just a few subscribers, if for nothing else, to motivate you and show you that it is possible. Okay, so you don't have to wait. The reason why I always say that I help entrepreneurs attract high-paying clients without a big following is because I wanted to really emphasize that you don't need a big following to make sales and attract the right leads for your business. Okay, so how are we going to create bingeable content? First, we need them to click on it. You don't go on Netflix and binge on something you were not interested in the first place. So you need to create videos that get clicked. In YouTube's words or tracking or analytics, they call that CTR, a click-through rate. Okay, so this is out of 100 people that see this video posted on their homepage, how many of them clicked on it? Okay, if 10 people clicked on it out of 100, you have a 10% click-through rate. Get that number as high as possible, and the more you target your ideal person, the more of them you attract, and the more you create relevant content, the higher that number will be. So the next thing is, make sure that this content is watched. In other words, make sure it's a good video. Make sure it's a valuable video and it's exactly answering the questions they had. YouTube calls this retention. How long from the moment they clicked on the video, from the first second to the last second of the video, how many of them actually watched the whole thing? If 50% of them finish the video, you'll likely have a 50% retention rate. Now, the next and the last thing, and the very important part of this, and not enough people are doing this, is you need to get them to watch another video. And we call that session. Let me adjust the camera here for you. And we call that session watch time. Okay. Basically, YouTube is tracking how much time that person is spending on YouTube as a result of watching your video. So if somebody comes to your channel and they watch one video that's 10 minutes long, that's 10 minutes of watch time. But if you point them to another video that they're interested in also, and they watch that video, and that video was just 5 minutes long, all of a sudden you got 15 minutes. And let's say they watch a third video, which would be the ideal situation. That's another 5 minutes. All of a sudden, you got 20 minutes in one session from that viewer. That is a very good sign. And that tells you it's a good sign because YouTube is tracking that data. All right. So, because how does YouTube make their money? They make their money with selling ad space. They need to keep people on the platform as long as possible so that they can show the most amount of ads possible. And if you can help them do that, they will reward you with more views. If you actually are looking for a step-by-step, a 4-week plan for how to grow a profitable YouTube channel in 4 weeks, I have a checklist that I created, a free checklist. Just go ahead and scan this code, or you can find the link in the description to grab the checklist. It's so exactly a 4-week plan. Every week, here's what you need to do to grow a profitable YouTube channel. I think it's going to be very valuable to you. So go ahead and do that. And now let's get into point number 4. So as you just saw, if you want to actually attract leads and clients for your business, you need to collect leads. Okay, you need to generate leads. So now I'm going to go over the exact format for videos that I recommend if you actually want to provide enough value and get people to actually join your email list so you can actually sell to them later. So when you're creating a video, because there are three parts to using YouTube and to generate leads. And that will be, the first part will be the growth of your channel. You need to grow your channel. As much as I emphasize that the focus should be on the business, on the sales, not really the views, you do need more views also means more sales if they are for the right client. Okay, so we do also want, don't get that wrong, we do want to grow our YouTube channel. Okay, because that means we're reaching more of our ideal client. So how do we do that? How do we create a video that gets viewed, that provides value, and entices the viewer to actually convert and become a lead for us? Okay, so we're gonna first start the video with a hook. You need to hook them because people have a short attention span. You need to hook them in the first 5 seconds and let them know that you're in the right place. Okay, and another reason why we're doing this is because you don't own YouTube. You need to build your own asset. YouTube could disappear tomorrow and there goes your business. So the reason why we're generating leads, and you need to generate leads as an entrepreneur, is so that we can actually protect ourselves and have a business outside of YouTube. I've made that mistake with Amazon where I had a 7-figure Amazon business, and that was the problem there. It was an Amazon business. My whole business was on Amazon. I had no email list, nowhere else to sell my products. So the moment my account got suspended, there goes my 7 figures in revenue. Okay, so I don't want you to make the same mistake. I'm sure you've heard the saying that the money is in the list, and a lot of different sayings that you'll hear on YouTube, and this is one of the reasons. So we're gonna hook them in the first 5 seconds. Okay, and next you're going to set up, or you can call this, you're going to give them the plan. What is the outcome? What are they going to get out of this video? This is where you list out, okay, I'm going to go over the 3 steps to teach you how to grow a tomato garden. Okay, whatever it is you're going to talk about, you need to tell them so they can decide, okay, oh, this is exactly what I need. I'm going to stay and watch it. If you don't, they will sit here wondering what this video is going to be about, and they're more likely to get distracted and actually click off the video. So we're going to hook them, set it up by telling them what this video is about. Within 30 seconds, you should have done all of that. And the next thing is, if you have testimonials, if you have some proof that you've or pictures to show that you've overcome this product in the past, anything that will make you credible, or talk about some client results or results that your clients are getting, any of those things will give you credibility, so they know, okay, now you've hooked me. Okay, I know I'm in the right place. This is actually what I want to hear, what I want to learn about, but are you the right person to tell me this? Okay, this is very important. Credibility, I'm sure you already know how important that is. So this is where you will quickly tell them about some results from your clients or something that you have overcome in your own life to make sure that you're credible in their eyes. Now, point number 1. This is where you're going to start delivering on that product. You don't want to get into a bunch of other things that are not exactly what they came here for. The more you talk about other things, the faster they will get distracted and more they will not be interested anymore and leave your video. Okay, so you want to start get into the content as fast as possible. And if you can get into point number 1 within 1 minute, the better your video will do, because remember how I talked to you about the retention graph? In the beginning, people will come onto the video and 50% of them usually will be gone within 30 seconds because they haven't been told that this is the right video for them, or the video is dragging on too much. I'm watching my own habits when I go to watch a video or a tutorial. I'm 90% of the time skipping the first few seconds because the person is talking too much about a bunch of other stuff I don't care about. For example, you have those graphics, for your brand. We don't care about all that, okay? We don't even care what your name is yet until we know that you have provided enough value. Then we feel like, ooh, this guy is good. This girl is good. Her information is great. Who is she? Then I will look for your name and then I will subscribe. But people start a video by saying subscribe. Why would I? I don't even know if you're good. I don't even know if your information is going to be good. Why would I like and subscribe to your channel? I think you get the point. So get into it quick. Skip anything that is not giving them exactly what they came for. Point number 2. And now after point number 2, so this is kind of, the Gary Vaynerchuk book, jab, 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 right hook. You want to provide value before you ask for anything. Okay. So this is where we will have a CTA for them to, for example, grab a freebie, as I just offered you a checklist to help you with this process. You would offer them a freebie, whether it's an ebook, a PDF, a guide, a checklist, or just joining your email list because you offer free value there. This is where you would ask them to click on the link or scan the barcode, as I just started doing recently, to join your email list, to collect their email and generate the lead from there. Okay, so this is exactly where you'll be generating leads. You're not going to do that in the beginning. You're not going to start the video by saying, hey, I have this resource, go ahead and download it here. They need to get some value from you before you can ask for anything. Otherwise, they will lose the goodwill that you have accumulated by providing some value. So you don't want to provide value, ask for something. You want to provide more value than you ask, because every time you ask or sell something, the amount of goodwill goes down. So you want to be replenishing more than you're depleting, if that makes sense. All right. And then you'll give them point number 3. All right. Now, the reason why I put the call to action in between is because the retention will be much higher between point 2 and point 3 than if you had waited till the end of the video to actually pitch your product, okay? Because they still need to hear point number 3. And a second reason why I want to put it before point number 3, if it's point number 3, if you have more than 3 points, just think of 2/3 of your content. For example, I have 5 points. I put it after point number 3 in this exact video that I'm talking to you about. The reason why I also didn't wait till the end of the video is because the actual call to action that I want at the end of the video is actually to watch another video. Though what we really want is for them to become a client and buy something from us, we have to also keep in mind that we need to grow our YouTube channel if we want to attract more of our ideal client. Therefore, this is a way to combine the best of both worlds. We will have our CTA, which will entice them to actually give us their email somehow with a freebie or whatever you want to offer, an assessment, a free call, book a call, whatever. And then the last CTA is for them to actually watch another video to increase that session time, which we talked about earlier. All right. So I hope that made sense. We're almost done here. The last step will be, now at this point, you have an email list. The last step will be to nurture those leads. All right. 97% of prospects don't buy the first time they come in contact with your product or services. Therefore, and I mean more usually it's a lot more than 97%. a lot of times it's 99% of the time they don't buy. So if you're pushing a product on YouTube, you're probably going to get 1-2% if you're lucky to actually buy the first time you talk about it, unless you have built a relationship, which is why the fifth step and the last step is to actually nurture them. Okay, so since they will not be buying the first time, we need to provide value regularly to them. We're not just gonna be hoping they come back to our YouTube channel. This is why we actually got their email. We're now gonna email them every week. Okay, if you want 2-3 times a week is fine too, but at least once a month at the very maximum, at very minimum, you need to be emailing them at least once a month. All right, ideally about once a week. You want to provide them with some great value. So either you're going to be emailing them with an email that has value in there, or you're going to send them resources, free resources, or you're going to be sending videos. It could be YouTube videos that you've published, or other videos that you have, maybe, behind the scenes, that you have other videos just for your email list. The more valuable you can make that information, the better, because people are not always going to be ready to buy the moment they found you in the first time, but you need to be constantly in front of them so that when they do end up encountering one of those problems that we talked about in the first slide, you will be there and you have not been forgotten. Because if you're counting on them running into a problem in the future and remembering that, I remember watching a video about this guy a long time ago, they will never come back. So the only way you can stay in front of them and be there at the right time in their lives when they encounter that problem is to actually be in their email constantly, okay, regularly. So provide value regularly through email. All right. Now you can do that with other ways too. You can bring them to Instagram and share stories. There are many ways you can do this, but the email list is one of the most valuable things you can collect from your viewers. All right. So, and then occasionally you can promote your offer. Like I said, jab, jab, jag, right hook. You want to I think a while back there was a great mentor that I had, and he had an amazing podcast. And what he said is, think about the week. It has 6 days, and on Sundays is the day to relax. He said, think about it as the week. If you provide 6 pieces of value, you can then sell them. You earned the right to sell or ask for something on Sunday. All right. So I love that. The more you can provide value, the better. And as Alex Hormozy said, give until they ask you how they can pay you, how they can do business with you. Now, we're not just trying to make friends here. Okay. We want to nurture them. We want to groom them, but we also are trying to make money. So you don't want to never promote your product or services. So this is why eventually you will need to actually promote your offer. All right. So, and at that point, you have provided enough value that you can actually feel good. And hopefully your product is good enough that you don't feel like you're selling your product, but you feel like you're helping them by offering them a product that you've created that's so great that if they take it, their life will be better. And you're just trying to be that messenger to tell them that, hey, you need this, and if you take it, it's going to change your life. And hopefully it does change their lives. Even if you do steps 2 through 5 extremely well, it will still be a big waste of your time if you don't get number 1 correctly. This is why I've created this video for you to watch next. It will walk you through the 3-step process to identify your ideal client.